Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Self Love Sunday. And in today's session, I'm going to be talking to Anjna, who is a sound healer. So I'm just going to bring her into the chat. So just bear with me a moment. Everybody else who's joined in, Laka, Shonak, good to see you. Home Wellness Bar, great to see you too. Thanks for joining in. So just waiting for Ange to come in. I know she has accepted. It can take a little while with Instagram, but hopefully she'll come on soon. Sound healing is such a big thing at the moment. It's so popular, and I think so many people are getting into it, so I just thought it'd be really good to talk about it. Hi, Reshma, thanks for joining in as well. Just waiting for Ange to come on. She is there. It's just the connection with Instagram is a bit slow, so I always have this problem when I do like a live with someone. So we just have to wait a bit, Ange. Like it should connect hopefully soon. And then we'll get going. So just bear with us. Okay, it says Ange is unable to join. Great. We did do a little practice, this week, and she managed to join in okay. So, hi Ruby, thanks for joining in. Just waiting for Ange to connect, like it's just not connecting and it just takes a while. So, morning. So just bear with it, Ange. Just wait for her to come on. If anybody knows Instagram and how to use it well, then let me know, because I always have this issue. Like I'm pretty much accepting the invite and also sent Ange an invite, and it just takes ages to load up. Let's just give it a minute. But if anybody's got any questions about sound healing, if you could add it into the comments, that'd be great. They're saying Ange is unable to join. So let's just give it a minute. It's worth the wait. Yeah, it definitely is. Bear with us. It is going to be worth the wait. It's going to be so good. I'm feeling like we might have to disconnect and restart again. So I'm just going to drop the call and I'll restart a live. So just join back in with us again, and I'll add Anjin. So, and Patel, thanks for joining in as well. I'm just going to probably disconnect and restart. Let me just give it one more chance, because just always takes ages. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I had no idea what was going on. Phones, I was kind of
No,
sorry.
that's okay. I think it's just Instagram. I have this issue every time, like I talk to someone live. It just takes a little while to connect. So we'll just get going with it. So this is Ange, obviously.
Hi.
So really good to see you. And Ange is a sound healer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a yoga teacher. So we know each other because I did my teacher training with the same teacher that Ange did. And we've known each other for many, many years. And I have had some sound healing sessions with Ange. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of share my experience on it first of all, because it's really, really powerful. Like I felt like it's really, really powerful. So I had one session with Ange, I think it was maybe about 18 months ago, I'd say. And it was like, first of all, just going into Ange's room. So you're sat in your
Yeah.
meditation and healing. It was like the vibrations of the room, first of all, just hit me. And I just remember, like when I first stepped into your room, just feeling, just like instantly felt like a sense of calmness and grounding. And the feeling was so extreme. It's almost like I wanted to cry. It was like a lot came up just by stepping into the room, because obviously you work with your singing bowls all the time in the room, and
Mm.
that's the energy and your meditation, right?
Yeah.
So I just remember it just feeling really powerful like that. And then we kind of went into the session. And I think my first session with you was very relaxing and felt deeply relaxed throughout the whole session. And it was actually afterwards, I think, like after the session and processing what had
Mm.
come up in the session, that I started to get some really big realizations and different perspectives on decisions that I needed to make moving forward in my life. So I found that amazing and really beneficial. And then more recently, just this week actually, I
Mm.
had a sound healing session, which just went so deep. Like, I'm still processing it now.
Yeah, you'll
And
need to take time. It was heavy.
it was really heavy, and we worked on ancestral
Mm.
healing,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
And I just found that um, a lot came up which I really resonated with. And I know that it's really gone in deep and it's going to work deeply through my body, my heart, mind, heart, body, soul, everything, but also it'll spread out
Mm.
towards people around me
Yeah.
as well. Um, so I'm just processing that, and I think that's going to take a
Yeah.
little bit of time. And so that's kind of my experience on it. And I've got some questions for you. So, like, first of all, I wanted to ask, like, how did you get into sound healing, and how did you connect that sound is healing? Like,
Mm.
how did you put the two together?
Yeah. So about 12 years ago, I was a trustee at my local hospice,
Yeah.
and I was just on the cusp of finishing my yoga teacher training as well. So I was kind of, and I'd left my corporate job as well. So I was kind of really immersed into my role as a trustee to understand all the offerings and services that they were providing to the family, the carers, and the patients. And one of them was a complementary service, and it was sound therapy. And this is where I really connected with it because I could see the impact it was having on the
Yeah.
family and the patients and the
Oh, wow.
carers. It was just kind of, whether it was singing a mantra, whether it was, a guided meditation, whether it was a singing bowl or the guitar or the gong or the chimes, whatever it was just the peace and the joy. Because some of these patients were they're critically ill,
Yeah.
but just seeing the sense of calm and just seeing the sense of comfort they were getting. And in fact, there was somebody that I knew fairly well, quite close. She was kind of in her early 20s, and just the impact the sound therapy was having on her, and just
Yeah.
listening from her parent and her family, the impact that was having,
Wow.
that really sparked my interest to see, wow,
Yeah.
look at the difference this can make when the space is held,
Yeah.
and understanding what this person really needs. So this is kind of where it kind of started, like weaving
Mm.
into kind of my practice,
Yeah.
because I've been doing kind of meditation, but got deeper into chanting my mantras and listening to kirtans and bhajans, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of weaved in. Then I started doing Reiki, so I'm a Reiki practitioner as well.
Yeah.
And then the last few years I've been doing sound. So it's just the interconnection of all of that.
Yeah.
And then just seeing how that was impacting through the services the hospice was offering. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it all kind of really
Amazing.
began.
Oh, wow. So you could really see it like in action,
Yeah,
like the actual healing happening
yeah,
right in front of you,
yeah.
which is really amazing. And I also really feel like the layers that you've created, like so doing the yoga, doing the Reiki and the sound healing,
Mm.
um, sort of really blend well together and probably have stacked one on top of the other. Does that
Yeah.
feel like right?
I think it's more like they just intertwine with each
Okay.
other because, it's kind of, they all complement each other in different ways. And sound is prevalent everywhere, right? If you think
Yeah.
about everything in the universe. our human body, we're just vibrating at different frequencies. And sound is
Yeah.
quantum in its nature. It's capable of interacting with our subtle energy bodies. You don't just hear sound, right? You feel it. You like, if you think about
Yeah.
your favorite song or your favorite tune and how it makes you feel. So
Yeah.
every cell of your body is kind of vibrating
Yeah.
and connecting to that frequency or that tone or that
Yeah.
sound. And even if you think about nature, there's no words exchanged, right? But
No.
just listening to the sound and the waves of the ocean or running
Oh,
stream.
yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you're, if you're a bit crazy like me, going out and hugging the trees and
Yeah. I do that.
connecting and yeah, but connecting and really feeling like they're emanating a
Energy.
frequency and a vibration,
Yeah.
and just you can just feel it. And our body is made up of 60 to 70% water, and it reacts to sound.
Yeah.
And this is why, I say to people, just drink lots of water, stay hydrated before you come to a
Mm.
sound session. And there's a study, and I don't know if you know this, that there's a Dr. Emoto, and he's
Yeah.
done a study on water and the impact positive words and intentions can have on water. And he found that beautiful crystalline structures were formed when the water was frozen.
Yeah.
But when the water was exposed to, like, say, negative words or negative intentions, it was forming dysfunctional structures. So you just,
Yeah.
it's mind
Yeah.
blowing. We just don't even understand. And I think science has even not even
Yeah.
tapped into the depth of it. And,
Yeah.
if you think about our ancient cultures, sound was used everywhere, like
Everywhere.
drums, the bells, like if you think about the temples and the
Yeah.
vibrations and the frequencies that when you go into these sacred
Yeah.
places,
Yeah.
how you feel.
Yeah.
Um,
I think so. Because
so
definitely the power of
yeah,
words, right? Even the words we
yeah,
say
uh,
has a sound and a vibration, and that can
yeah,
affect us. So we
yeah.
know when someone says something negative to us, it can really
You can
hurt,
feel it. You
right?
can feel
You
it.
feel it.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So,
But
what?
yeah, carry
You
on.
carry on. Sorry. No, no, you go for it.
No, so what I was saying, sometimes, as you said, the words can impact you. Sometimes our body's mind and our soul can come out of imbalance. And this is where dis-ease, and I'm separating it, dis-ease,
Yeah.
but also cause physical pain in the body. And this is where matter's kind of vibrating at a slightly lower frequency, a little bit more
Yeah.
dense. And this is where it can stagnate in our body and show up as physical ailments as well.
Yeah.
Um, so using sound healing and I'm going to use the different words, sound therapy, sound bath, sound medicine, whatever you wish to name this beautiful
Yeah.
practice. We're looking to restore the body back to its natural rhythm,
Yeah.
get back into tune, get back into a state of harmony. But again, it's working with our energetic system, our chakras,
Yeah. Yeah.
that we're so kind of need to learn to be in tune with.
Yeah.
And it goes
And every
deeper. So
chakra has a energy, like a sound frequency, right? So
absolutely,
it
there
has
are
some
beat
healing.
mantras as well
Yeah.
that are connected to that colors. So you can kind of really work with the tonal frequencies as well. And, it's something I like to do in my personal practice is also listen to suffragio frequencies. I don't know if you've ever heard of those, but
Self-love. What was that? Sorry.
solfeggio frequencies. So they
Oh, yeah,
range
I have.
from
Yeah.
174 hertz to
Yeah.
963 hertz, and they offer kind of different, unique sound patterns to promote,
Yeah.
different healing, stress relief, and overall well-being. They generally kind of weaved into kind of certain guided meditations will have a
Yeah.
certain frequency running in the background and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
so
I've
powerful.
seen them. I've
Yeah,
seen them, and I've heard a few just on like Spotify. Actually, they
yeah,
have them on there, and
yeah,
you can just play it, and it actually does. Like I've listened to some, and I obviously have my girls, my kids, and I put that on in the
yeah.
evening to help them calm down, and it
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah,
helps.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
so just having stuff on in the background.
yeah, I think Rupi has a question. How
Sure.
do you spell that frequency? I want to Google it and learn it more. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll spell it out later in the chat box or something. We'll
Yeah,
send it out, Rupi, or I'll put it on my stories
yeah.
afterwards.
Okay, no problem.
Let's do that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So also what I wanted to ask was, how can people bring sound into their self-care practice?
Mm. So I think most people were probably singing at some stage or
Yeah,
humming and chanting. So just, if we're looking at the practice of our yoga and meditation and breathing, for example, the Brahmari breath is
yeah,
brilliant, the hummingbee breath and the vibrations it can kind of send and that
yeah,
relaxation. So, being out in nature, just
yeah,
really listening and feeling, finding that favorite music or specific frequency, as I mentioned, the Safaja frequencies. But I would say, um, even if you then want to connect with an instrument, whatever it is, whether you have little tinctures or
yeah,
chimes, just weaving it in slowly into your practice, chanting Om. I mean, that is pri- you know
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
powerful, whether
feeling.
you
Yeah,
listen to it, whether you chant it. So there's so many things that you can do on a daily basis, and most people are doing this without even
yeah,
realizing. But it's
yeah,
really connecting, it's really understanding that connection, what is my internal weather today in terms of how am I feeling, how's my internal weather,
yeah,
and whether you need
yeah,
something uplifting or something a bit more relaxing. It's tuning into that,
yeah,
understanding where you're at, because every day we're going to have our ebbs and flows, and we're going to sense different things, and sometimes we want to just put something on that's got a beat on it and then just move to
yeah,
that, and
yeah, yeah,
sometimes we just want to be silent and just be in peace.
yeah. Yeah,
um
I think it's really listening to how you feel and being
yeah,
intuitive and working with that, right?
yeah.
Um, yeah, I know from my like personal practice, like I have a bell which I just like to ring in the morning,
Mm.
and I also use that to help kind of wake the girls up sometimes if they're like asleep, and it just the vibration of it is just really beautiful, like first thing in the
Yeah.
morning. Um, and yeah, I think things like yeah, listening to mantras and chanting the Om. And I'll share here the other day I went to the World Yoga
Mm.
Festival and I went to listen to Bhavini
Yeah.
Vyas, and um, like I've known Bhavani for ages and I just haven't been able to see her live. And
Yeah.
I went to see her live, and she was just amazing. I could just feel the vibrations
Yeah.
moving through my body,
Mm.
and I just went into like a meditative state, like
Yeah.
just very quickly throughout the whole set. And I think she was singing for almost like an hour and a half.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it was a really long
Yeah.
time, and it was just so beautiful,
Yeah.
really beautiful. So the final question that I wanted to kind of ask is, if someone wants to get into sound healing and wants to train in sound healing, how would they go about doing that?
Um, I would firstly suggest that, if they're interested, is to really go and try the different offerings that are out there, whether it's a one-to-one session, whether it's a group sound session or a gong bath. Go and feel what resonates with you, right? Because we can easily
Mm,
jump in and say, I want to do this, but it's really feeling and connecting with the vibrations and the sounds and what it is that then you want to serve, whether it's a personal practice you want to do, or whether it's something you want to add to whatever you're offering out to the world and to the people around you. So there are many colleges and academies now that are doing sound, because it's so readily available
yeah,
now, whereas
so popular.
before it was a little bit
Mm,
more challenging to find these. And you know you can have courses in person, you can have courses online.
yeah,
It's just, and then different variations of budgets as well,
yeah,
because some you need certain instruments with, and some you can do just with not no instruments. So I would say, even if you had one bowl, you can just start with one bowl, and that's how I did my training. I literally only had my one bowl.
yeah,
And what happened with my training is, because I wanted to do it in person, but the first wave of COVID hit. So
yeah,
everything just went pear-shaped, and I ended up doing something online. And my teacher was based in France. So, I was lucky that I was able to buy my set of bowls from her, because I gave her my intention of what I wanted to do, how I wanted to serve. So um, I now have more bowls because I've been adding to them over time. But
yeah,
there is just ample. I've slowly added to. my collection. And I
Yeah.
think every time you come, you're just like, oh,
There's
this
a
is
new
new,
goal,
this
yeah.
is new, something's new in the room. So yeah, so it's, just take your time, and when
Yeah.
I was at the hospice and, I remember the sound therapist just said, you just need one thing.
Yeah.
And then it's your intention. It's how,
Yeah.
then you're serving and, what you want to do with that. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I would
Okay.
say explore,
Yeah.
because there are so many different types. So you can do crystal bowl healing, you can do traditional
Yeah.
Tibetan bowl. There's just so much. You can do voice. There's, it's so, I can't
Yeah.
really say go and do this. I think go and explore.
Yeah, I think so. And even like, I don't know if you would recommend this, but even exploring playing the bowls, because like, you can go to certain places where they sell the
Yeah,
bowls, and to play it yourself to just
yeah,
see how it
yeah.
feels as you hold it and how it feels through your body.
Yeah.
Would you recommend that,
So
right?
yeah, there are many wellness and yoga shows and stuff that
Yeah,
have sound bowls there. But from my personal experience, it's you really need time to connect with your bowls.
yeah,
Um, but you sometimes you will find something that the frequency your heart will just know. You will
yeah.
just know.
It's
And
kind of like, yeah,
and
it's
that's how
just
I
like,
bought
you know,
my first bowl. It was from a yoga show, and it's just I just connected with it,
yeah,
and I've
yeah.
had that for years. So
Oh wow. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like how I feel about crystals. Like, you go into a crystal shop and you're like,
Yeah.
sometimes nothing stands out to you, and then sometimes it's just like this one crystal that you're just like, oh, I just really
Yeah,
resonate with it, feel it,
yeah,
keep thinking about it,
yeah. But
and feel
it's
called to buy it.
emanating a frequency, right? It's emanating a frequency,
Yeah,
and it's tapping
exactly.
into maybe something that you need or something you need to amplify. So it's
Yeah.
really learning to turn inwards. And one thing I really wanted to mention is silence. Because see,
Yeah.
the silence is the absence of noise, only noise from a hearing level, because there are so many frequencies and sounds that are not audible. But when we learn to quieten our mind, and especially through our meditation practice, it can unveil something so deep and so powerful. And that space isn't dead or empty, it's incredibly full,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
so full. So and that was something I learned recently, last 3 years. Something traumatic really happened within our family,
Mm,
and I was called to go into silence. And when I mean silence, I mean I literally cut myself off from everyone and everything and
yeah.
sat in this room, and I could feel the energy, I could feel the connection, and it was deeper than I'd ever understood it.
Yeah.
Despite what I was being told by the doctors and stuff, I was just staying in my truth and just
Mm,
working through that, because it was the unknown. I didn't know what was going to happen tomorrow,
yeah.
and but that gave me my strength. And that was only because I was willing to listen to the silence
Yeah.
within. So take time to reflect, take time to contemplate, take time to feel what your body, because the body is trying to talk to you. The body is trying to say to you, okay, this feels a little bit out of balance. Learn to understand your unique frequency and vibration.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely agree about the silence as well. Yeah. So valuable. It's been so valuable. I know Ruby's put another question. Can sound healing help with physical pain, and ancestral healing? Can you tell us more about the sound healing helps with ancestral? Is that to do with tuning into chakras? So let's just go back quickly because we're just running out of time probably. But in terms of can sound healing help with physical pain? I think that's definitely like a yes, right?
Yeah. You
Like
have, it's layers. You have to
it's
go through the
layers, yeah.
layers. And
And I
sometimes that
think,
physical
yeah,
pain is actual emotional pain. So you
yeah,
realize that the physical pain is kind of emanating from somewhere. So you might
yeah,
have shoulder and elbow pain, but actually it's sitting in your heart center where
yeah,
there's a block.
exactly. Where there's an
Yeah.
emotional block, yeah. And then in terms of the astral healing,
And
ancestral, sorry, healing, ancestral. So, I mean, I think that's a big topic that we might have to talk about another day,
yeah.
to be honest, because that's really huge. Um, but it can help with ancestral healing and healing traumas that we've carried from past
Yeah.
generations.
And
And I
from
know that's,
childhood.
and from childhood,
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know that's something I'm definitely working on. So, yeah, this has been such a good conversation. I feel like we can talk about so much more.
Yeah.
Um,
We
so
could go,
maybe
I could
we'll
go on for
try and do another
hours.
session. I know, I think we can, right? There's so much to explore.
Yes.
And even actually talking about you as well, there's so much to explore and talk about with the Reiki as well, actually. And maybe we could do a session on that if people are interested. Um, but yeah, thank you so much, Ange, for joining in.
Thank
And
you.
then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this and add it to my profile. I'll add Ange as a collaborator, so it'll be on her profile too. So if you didn't get to watch it all, you can re-watch it. I'll also put it onto my YouTube channel as well. And please do share with your friends and family and people who might be interested in sound healing. It'll be great to just spread the word.
Mm.
So yeah, and thank you. So many people have joined in today, so it's really been great to see so many of you. But otherwise, everyone have a good Sunday and sending you all lots and lots of love. Thanks, Ange, as
Thank
well.
you.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.